The single fastest growing occupation in the United States right now, by percentage, does not require a college degree. Neither does the second fastest. And most people making an education decision this year have no idea those numbers exist. That is not a motivational claim. That is the Bureau of Labor Statistics 2024 to 2034 employment projections. Federal data. Verifiable. Updated August 2025. Here's what this video is going to do. 5 specific jobs. By name, by BLS growth rate, by median salary, by entry requirement, and by what the daily work actually looks like. Not a list of directions. A map with coordinates. By the time this ends, you will know which of these 5 fits where you are right now, and what to do in the next 30 days if it does. Let's be precise about this. So before we get to the 5 roles, there's something worth understanding. Why this list exists at all. These jobs are not growing because someone decided alternative careers deserve more attention. They are growing because specific structural forces, measurable, documented, already in motion, are producing demand that the labor market cannot currently fill. Here's what's actually driving this, and it has nothing to do with inspiration content. First, electrification. The United States is in the middle of a decade-long electrical build-out EV infrastructure. AI data centers, grid modernization, battery storage systems. Every one of those projects requires skilled electrical workers. The BLS projects electrician employment growing at 3 times the national average through 2034. Not because of a trend piece, because there are not enough people who know how to wire a data center. Second, the energy transition. Wind and solar are not a political position anymore. They are a hiring category. The fastest growing occupation in the country, wind turbine technician, exists because the grid is changing and someone has to maintain the machines that power it. Third, the retiring workforce. A significant portion of the people currently doing these jobs are in their 50s. The demand for new entrants is not just from growth, it's from replacement. The pipeline is not filling fast enough. That is the structural picture. And what it means for the decision you're making right now is this. The market is not waiting for more 4-year graduates in these fields. It is creating openings faster than it can find people to fill them. That's not optimism. That's what the projections show. Now, the 5 roles. Role 1, wind turbine technician. BLS projected growth, 2024 to 2034 to 50%. That is the highest growth rate of any occupation tracked by the BLS. Median annual wage as of May 2024, $62,580. The top 10% earn above $88,000. What the work actually looks like. You are maintaining and repairing large machines, climbing towers that can exceed 200 feet, diagnosing electrical and mechanical systems, replacing components, logging performance data. It is physically demanding. It requires comfort working at height, and it requires comfort working independently in remote locations. This is not a career for everyone, but for the right person, and you will know if that's you. The combination of 50% growth, above median pay, and a 1 to 2 year technical certificate entry point is a calculation that almost no 4-year program can match. Entry requirement, a high school diploma or GED, plus a technical certificate or associate's degree in wind energy technology. Community colleges in Texas, Iowa, Oklahoma, and the Dakotas have built dedicated programs for this track. The Global Wind Organization Safety Certification, GWO, is the industry baseline credential and is often covered by employers. Role 2, Solar PV Installer, BLS projected growth, 2024 to 2034 to 42%. That is 14 times the national average growth rate for all occupations. Median annual wage as of May 2024, $51,860. Union-affiliated utility-scale installers and licensed electricians performing solar work frequently earn more. Entry requirement, a high school diploma or GED. Most employers provide on-the-job training. The benchmark advancement credential is the NAB CEPV Installation Professional Certification, not required to start, but increasingly expected for advancement and required in some state incentive programs. What the work actually looks like. Roof and ground mount installation, electrical wiring, system testing, troubleshooting. It is physical work, mostly outdoors. The states with the most volume right now: California, Florida, Texas, New York, Massachusetts. Role 3, electrician. BLS projected growth 2024 to 2034 to 9%, 3 times the national average. 81,000 new openings projected per year. Median annual wage as of May 2024, $62,350. The top 10% earn above $106,000. Electrician is the highest volume no-degree trade on this list. 81,000 annual openings means this is not a narrow field with a few slots. It is a broad, durable labor market with multiple entry points and a clear progression from apprentice to journeyman to master. Entry requirement: an apprenticeship, typically 4 to 5 years, combining paid on-the-job work with technical classroom instruction. The Electrical Training Alliance operates nearly 300 training centers with approximately 55,000 apprentices enrolled. You earn income from day one. The math on that is specific. While someone is accumulating 4 years of tuition debt in a credential program, an apprentice electrician is accumulating 4 years of paid experience, a journeyman license, and a career trajectory that tops out above 6 figures. Let's keep moving. Role 4, HVAC technician. BLS projected growth 2024 to 2034 to 8%. 100 annual openings projected on average. Median annual wage as of May 2024, $59,810. The top 10% earn above $91,000. What drives the growth here? Commercial and residential construction, the increasing sophistication of climate control systems, and the enormous ongoing volume of repair and replacement work. HVAC systems do not maintain themselves, and the systems are getting more complex, networked, computerized, integrated with smart building technology, which means the skill ceiling is rising and wages are rising with it. Entry requirement: a vocational certificate or apprenticeship. Most programs run 6 months to 2 years. The industry standard certification is the EPA 608 for refrigerant handling, required by law to work on systems containing refrigerants. It is an exam-based credential you can earn before you even start a formal program. Role 5, physical therapist assistant. This one is the bridge role on the list. The entry point into healthcare's massive growth wave without a 4-year degree. BLS projected growth 2024 to 2034 to 16%. 400 annual openings projected. Median annual wage as of May 2024, $65,510. What drives this? An aging population, a broader shift toward outpatient and home healthcare, and a shortage of physical therapists at the top of the profession that creates sustained demand for the assistants who work alongside them. Entry requirement: an associate's degree, typically a 2-year program, plus a state licensure exam. The average program cost at a community college runs between $2,500 and $10,000 total. That is the comparison worth sitting with. 2 years, under $10,000, $65,000 median salary. And the role carries an option value most trades don't. If you decide later to become a physical therapist who earns a median of $101, the clinical hours you've already logged count directly toward the path. Here is the thing that most of the conversation around college and alternatives never gets specific enough to say. The credential you were told you needed, the 4-year degree, was never the point. The point was proof of capability. The degree was the system the market used to screen for that proof when no better system existed. That system now exists. It is called demonstrated competency. And in the 5 fields we just covered, demonstrated competency is measured by licensure, certification, and portfolio of completed work, not by the institution that issued a diploma. Let's be precise about this, because the math is the part nobody shows you. 4 years of a degree program at a mid-range public university, approximately $100,000 in tuition and fees, at current averages, not including living costs. 4 years of an electrical apprenticeship, approximately $50,000 to $80,000 in cumulative earned income, not debt, income, plus a journeyman license. By year 5 of their careers, an electrician who went the apprenticeship route and a graduate who went the 4-year route are often within the same salary range. The difference is the starting net worth position. One is carrying 6 figures of debt, one is not. That is not inspiration, that is arithmetic. And here is what changes when you actually look at it that way. The question stops being, is college worth it? The question becomes, what specific credential produces what specific outcome at what specific cost? And that question has a verifiable answer. The math was never hidden. Nobody just showed it to you. For the people in these 5 fields right now, the ones climbing the towers, wiring the data centers, keeping the buildings comfortable, helping patients rebuild, the credential they have is the one the market is actually asking for. Not as a second choice, as the direct proof of what they can do. You were right to question it. The 5 roles we covered here are the overview. If you want the deeper map, 15 high-growth careers, no degree required, with full salary data, certification roadmaps, and an apprenticeship program finder by state, that resource is in the description. It's called the Modern Trades Mastery Playbook, and it was built specifically for people who need the full picture before they decide. Link is in the description and in the pinned comment. Knowing the 5 roles is not the same as knowing what to do Monday. Here is the specific sequence for each one, so the gap between information and action is as small as possible. Wind turbine technician. First step. Go to windexchange.energy.gov. That is a U.S. Department of Energy directory of accredited wind energy training programs by state. Filter by your location. Note which programs offer GWO certification as part of the curriculum. Those are the programs employers are looking for. Timeline to first job from a technical certificate program, typically 12 to 18 months. Solar PV installer. First step. Look up your state's solar incentive programs. Most states that are hiring at volume have workforce training funds that reduce or eliminate program costs for people entering the solar workforce. Then search for NAFCEP-aligned training programs in your region. Not required on day one, but building toward that credential separates you from entry-level competition within the first 18 months. Electrician. First step. Go to electricaltrainingalliance.org and use their apprenticeship locator. Find the JATC Joint Apprenticeship and Training Committee closest to you. Applications open on a schedule, not year-round. That means the single most important thing you can do this week is find out when the next application window opens and what the prerequisites are. Most require a high school diploma or GED, a basic algebra assessment, and a physical. HVAC technician. First step. Look up your local trade school or community college for HVAC certificate programs. 6-month programs exist. While you're in or before, study for the EPA 608 certification exam. It is not expensive. It is not long. And having it before you graduate separates you from candidates who don't. Physical therapist assistant. First step. Find an accredited PTA program at a community college in your area. The American Physical Therapy Association maintains an accreditation database at apta.org. Look specifically at programs affiliated with community colleges, not private schools. The private school cost curve on PTA programs can reach $60,000 and above, which inverts the math entirely. The community college path keeps the cost where the numbers work. 5 roles. 5 first steps. None of them require you to sign anything yet. None of them require a 4-year commitment. All of them can be started this week with a search and a date on your calendar. That's a solvable problem. 5 roles became a starting point. The link in the description goes 15 deep, with salary comparisons, certification roadmaps, and an apprenticeship finder organized by state. If you want the full map before you decide, that's where it is. Which of the 5 roles landed differently than you expected? And what made it feel more or less like a real option for where you are right now? Here is what every building you can see from wherever you are right now has in common. Someone wired it. Someone maintains its climate. Someone keeps the lights on when a component fails. And in the next decade, someone is going to wire the data center running the AI system that the person with the 4-year degree is worried about competing against. That someone is not required to have a diploma. They are required to have the license, the certification, and the demonstrated ability to do the work. That is the credential the market is asking for, not as a consolation prize, as the actual proof. The next time someone asks why you're not going the conventional route, you now have a better answer than "I don't know." You have the BLS data. You have the growth rates. You have the median salaries. You have the entry requirements. And you have the math. The 4-year comparison that the people encouraging the conventional path are almost never running before they give the advice. The fastest growing occupation in this country does not require a 4-year degree. Neither does the second fastest. And the market that produced those numbers is not sentimental about the credential you chose to build on. It is only asking one question: can you do the work? The math was never hidden. Nobody just showed it to you. Now you have it. Keep that.